Have you ever been searching for a new apartment complex online and you found one that you were really interested in moving into? And so you decide to give them a call, and someone at the leasing office, one of the first questions they asked you was, well, sir or ma'am, how soon are you looking to move into our complex? You told them right away, I'm in a hurry, I need to move now. But you know what? That can prove to be very costly. So when we come back, I want to talk about how to avoid dirty traps before signing that apartment lease. Right after this. Okay, now, thank you guys for visiting this channel. I really appreciate it. And just to let you know that the reason why you don't see, for those who don't know, the reason why you don't see my partner, my wife, Tasha, a lot anymore these days, because not only she's pregnant, but this is her fourth pregnancy, our fourth child coming in. This has been the roughest pregnancy to date. So she's been having a very hard pregnancy. Anyway, so again, I want to talk about how to avoid these dirty traps before you sign that apartment lease. So this doesn't just apply to apartments in LA, leasing apartments in Los Angeles. This also applies to, like, if you're looking for an apartment in New York City, Chicago, Miami, just all around. This is something you really need to, really everybody needs to know about. But again, this is from my experiences, in terms of even living here in Los Angeles, my own personal experiences, pitfalls and everything else. So first of all, let's talk about this. Now, you guys, so you're in a big hurry, like you need to move ASAP. You want to hurry up and move. You want, for whatever reason, you want to get out of your apartment complex or wherever you're staying at. Do you have a good valid reason why you want to hurry up and get out? But so the problem is, like, we rush. I've been there too. So you rush and you're trying to find like another place so you can move into. And you talk to the leasing agent, whoever it may be. They'll ask questions, and you'll tell them like what you want and what you are looking for. So now here's where the problems start to happen. Because of the fact that we're in such a big hurry, we're looking online and we're looking at, whatever site you're looking at, you're seeing all these different apartment complexes, you see all these nice places, and, you'll see another one. And so first of all, here's a red flag, something that you need to watch out for first and foremost. So when you're scrolling through the apartment ads, I guess that's what you call it. So you'll notice the pictures. They always show like real nice pictures of the apartment, especially out here in Los Angeles. They'll show you real nice pictures of the apartments. You're looking like, wow, this is beautiful. This is awesome. For example, like the art, really nice. I mean, like if you ever go and check that out, just on the website, or if you go to like Apartment Find or Apartment Search or whatever, it'll show you like the first picture is usually a real nice looking picture of the apartment. So you can scroll and you see like a lot of different pictures of, different apartments. And quite often you'll scroll and you'll see the name of an apartment complex and you'll see a picture, but the picture isn't. Here's where the red flag comes in, the first red flag. You'll see a photo of the apartment. Well, the photo is actually not of the apartment, it's of the pool. So anytime when you're scrolling and the first picture you see when you're going down a list of different apartments that they're displaying and they show such and such apartment, and the first pictures they're showing is the pool, the tennis court, the game room, clubhouse, whatever, that could be a red flag. Because normally if the apartment is really just this beautiful, real nice looking place, the first picture should be that of the apartment complex itself, not of like the basketball court, tennis court, the swimming pool, sparkling pool, or whatever. And, usually they'll have those points first. Well, sparkling pool, fitness room, they'll have all that stuff. That's a red flag too, because the reason why it's a red flag is that they're hiding the fact that that building could be just like terrible looking, you know, ugly looking. And then so after you scroll through all the pictures of like the pool and the game room fitness center, then they'll show pictures. They may show one little picture of the outside, but the other pictures will be the actual inside the unit. So that's a red flag that you want to look for. All right. So let me tell you something, guys. Now, I'm telling you this, a huge reason why I'm making this video, I'm telling you this, because a lot of people get in trouble. In other words, you're looking for a place to live, and keep in mind, this is, you know, you're looking for a brand new home. You maybe want a fresh start in life or whatever the case may be. You run into a new home only to move into that place, you know, after the leasing agent sweet talked you into, you know, moving into the place, just giving you the vision of how your furniture will look in the unit, how everything will be set up, the views and all that stuff. And you move in, and then your first, night of eating dinner, you're sitting at the dinner table, even with your family, you know, from maybe a long, hard days of work, and you're sitting there and you look right across the table, and sitting at the table with you is a roach. A German cockroach. You know, you're looking like, what? And the roach is looking at you like, what? And you're looking like, you don't belong here. The roach is looking back at you like, no, you don't belong here. I've been living here way before you. So you have to, you know, watch out for stuff like that. Because let me tell you something, guys. A lot of, even out here in Los Angeles, there's a lot of apartment complexes that is full of roaches. And they may not necessarily tell you that when you move in, because their whole thing is they want to make money. Okay, so the more leases they get under the belt, the fatter their paycheck fatter their paycheck is. So again, the more leases they get under the belt, the more money they get, the fatter their check gets. And so, but I want to tell you guys again how to avoid stuff like this. Now, this isn't like 100% proof all the time, but this is a real good way to like avoid stuff like this. So, one of the first things that you need to do when you're searching for an apartment complex, like I said, online, you want to look at the building, see what the building looks like online. And, you know, true enough, sometimes when you're looking online at the building, it may not really give you an actual visual picture of it. Because, you know, when you go in person, you can like really see what it really looks like. So, you know, if you're really curious about that building, you know, you can even drive by it without even, you know, making like an appointment. But anyway, so if you decide you want to go check it out and talk to a leasing agent, whatever, look at the building, okay? See how old the building is. Because a lot of times if the building is old, then you're going to find roaches. It's going to be roaches here. I guarantee you. If the building is really old, you are going to have a problem with roaches. And so you check it out. You check the building out. You want to find out how old the building is. Again, you want to find out how old the building is because, again, the older the building is, there's a good chance, high chance that there may be a roach problem, maybe other problems going on with that building too. So because they'll take you in there and they'll show you the model and you're like, wow, this model is just a bomb and everything, you know, but then when you see your actual unit, you know, it may be a different story. So another thing you want to check out or you want to ask is, well, you know, you want to look for yourself. You want to look around to see if the building is nasty from the outside on the inside. So when the leasing agent, whoever it is taking you around the building, showing you different models or whatever, pay attention to the hallways, pay attention to the floor, pay attention to the walls. See for one if there's trash and stuff just like sitting in the hallways, all right? Just look at how old or new the hallways is, you know, check that out. Check for like any little holes in the wall. Keep your eye out even for bugs and things like that. You know, just kind of be very watchful, very mindful. Look around, examine everything. You don't have to be like all super obvious in front of the agent, whoever it is that's showing you around, but, you know, check everything out. Like look real good. And, you know, that'll give you an indication of something too. Even like the area where they put like the trash at, like the trash room, the trash chute, check that area out too and see like how filthy and nasty it may be. So that's another thing that you want to look out for too. Also use your sense of smell. Does the inside of the building smell? Does it have some type of odor? Does it stink? You know, like pay attention to that because that could be a sign too that something isn't right with that building. So you'll also want to ask, you want to ask a, you know, leasing agent that's showing you around, you want to ask them, well, do you guys have a problem with roaches around here. Whether or not they're going to tell you the truth, I don't know. A lot of them are probably not going to tell you the truth. Some of them might kind of hint around a little bit, but they're probably really not going to tell you the whole truth. So it's going to be up to you to just kind of really, because again, if they tell you, say, hey, yeah, we do have roaches. I mean, who's going to want to move in if there are roaches there? So, so anyway, so a way that you can kind of, if you can't get the truth, which you probably can, if you can't get the truth from the person that's taking you around, what you want to do is kind of like ask, obviously when you're not around this leasing agent, look for some of the residents, the people that live there, ask them personally, just like, excuse me, I'm considering moving here. What do you think? I mean, is there a problem with roaches? Do you have a problem with roaches here? What's going on? And nine times out of 10, they're gonna vent and tell you, "Oh, it's a big roach problem. They haven't taken care of it. Blah blah such. You can ask one or a couple of people because if chances are if one person's having a roach problem, there's many other people that's having a roach problem too. And I've experienced that where like I just ran and moved in someplace, and next thing you know, it was like roaches. They didn't disclose that to me that there was a roach problem, bug problem, any of that, and I was very, very disappointed. So you want to ask around, ask different residents, and also while you're in the leasing office, like talking to them, and they're giving you information about their apartment, just kind of discreetly just look around, just kind of look under maybe if there's like coffee machines or tables, just kind of look, like in corners of the room and just see if there's like, little roach traps in there. Check that out too, because that's a sign also if you see roach traps like sitting in like a leasing office. So also another point is, so you want to also ask, like, ask, well, how many vacancies do you have? Like, if they have like a lot of vacancies, that could be a sign that they're having a hard time filling those vacancies up, filling those apartment units up, that maybe a lot of people really don't want to even move in there because they heard about problems. And speaking of that, also, check out the reviews. Don't be afraid to read the reviews. Don't just look at the good reviews. What I like to do, I like to read all the bad reviews and then look at the good reviews and just do a little ratio comparison. Just see, is there more bad reviews than good reviews, more good reviews than bad? So a lot of times if there's more bad reviews than good reviews, that's a red flag right there. Please, check those things out before you sign that lease, because I hate for you guys to get in there and you have a major roach problem. You can't even eat or put your clothes on because you got roaches crawling through your clothes, and while you're trying to eat, they're on your plates in your kitchen and your toilet. I mean, I had where roaches were just crawling up my arms. That's disgusting. They were actually crawling up my arms. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. So the other thing I'm going to talk about is repairs. So you want to pay attention to this too. So you want to ask residents, do they have issues with things like breaking down all the time? And not getting fixed, in a timely manner. And you want to ask about that. What kind of, issues they may be having, if they don't mind telling you, like if they have leaky sinks, leaky faucets or anything like that. They have issues with clogged drains or anything like that. How long does it take for it to be repaired? How fast are they? So you want to, find information out about that, just kind of make a mental note, or if you want, you can even write it down as well too. And then also another thing is you want to ask somebody, ask a resident about the hot water. Can you tell me how hot does the water get? Does it actually get hot or does it get lukewarm? Do they ever shut the water off? Or hot water, do they ever shut it off, or do they ever shut the water off, period? If they do, why? Do they give you a warning ahead of time? How long is a shut off for? How often do they shut the water off? Because apartment complexes I've been to, they've done stuff like that before, where they just totally shut the water off. They don't give you any type of warning, and you wake up and you're nasty and funky from laying around in the bed, and your toes smell like corn chips, and your breath smell like hot pickles, and then you want to wash up real bad. And you can't because there's no water and they didn't give you a warning. So you want to ask about that too. Again, you want to ask about, you know, just everything that you can. Don't be in such a hurry to want to move in and you don't even ask all the right questions. So while you're taking a tour of the apartments, that's another thing. Let's talk about like packages. Okay, this is a super major issue right here. Let's talk about the packages. So while you're touring this place, you want to make sure that they show you the mail room. Find out if they have a mail room. Okay, if they have a mail room, look to see how secure it is. Okay, make sure that mail room is secure, because it should be where you need like a personal code in order to get into the mail room. It should be to where maybe like there's a box, you know, outside the door, and the only way that you can get in that mail room is putting in a personal code. Because so like if you have a package that arrived, the mail carrier will send you like a code, and then you can just put that code in, and you can open up the door and go in and get your packages. And then when you go in the mail room, make sure that there's cameras in there too as well. So also, if they don't have a box on the outside, make sure that there's where you need like a key fob to actually open up the door, wherever door it is. Make sure, you know, you can actually open up the door. And also, again, if you can, make sure there's lockers in there, because Amazon usually are supposed to put the packages, or whoever it is, FedEx, they're supposed to put the packages in the lockers. And again, once they put the packages in the locker, you'll get an email notification letting you know that you have a package in the lockers, and they'll give you a personal code. So when you go down there, you're able to put that code in, like I said a minute ago, and you can get those packages. Now, here's a big issue. I have an issue with, you know, like the mail carriers. Not all of them do it. It just depends on what person is dropping off the packages. But Amazon, they're supposed to get, you know, a code from like the leasing office and put the code in and put your packages in the boxes and the, you know, secure lockers. But for some reason, sometimes FedEx, Amazon, or whoever, they don't even do that. They'll just leave your packages laying all out in front of the lockers. You know, that's not good. All out in front of the lockers. They won't put it in when there's clearly enough lockers, enough space to do that. But because sometimes Amazon is in a big, huge hurry that, you know, they just throw the packages, leave it anywhere, and just run. Don't be in such a big hurry to sign that lease, because you sign that lease and then you don't really do your true due diligence, your true research. You sign that lease, you get in there, then you're going to be upset and kind of find out the walls are falling apart, the ceilings is leaking, your sinks are clogged, you turn your shower on, and then a bunch of black soot is just shooting out of the shower head. You turn the bathtub on, and then you have black stuff coming out of the tub or coming in the tub. All sorts of stuff. You want to pay attention to all of that. And think about it, guys. Like, this is your home. You're looking for a new home where you have to live for how long that you need to live. And you may even have kids, a family. And you just, I mean, you don't want to just up and rush and make a bad decision because you're in a big hurry to move. I know some situations may not be able to help, but if you can help it, just try to pay attention to detail. And again, remember that, you know, this is where I have to lay my head down at. This is where I have to work. This is where I have to eat. I hope that you guys got some information, got some nuggets out of this. So, you know, please watch this video over and over again. I even make a little checklist and check everything off when you're searching for an apartment. That's it, and God bless you, and I am out of here.